Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to Rock Video Rental. I am Brandon. With me, as always, is Caleb, and we're wrapping up Action August Maximum Van Damage Month with an all-time classic in action movies, sci-fi action, to be exact, and that is Universal Soldier. But before we do that, Caleb, have you watched anything good this week?
Well, kind of same old with Bob's Burgers, watching that with my wife. We are on season 14 because I think season 15 is the current season, if I'm not mistaken. Episodes are coming out right now still for Bob's Burgers. I could be wrong.
Right?
I'm a little disconnected, but yeah, we are on season 14 though. So not much with that. Nothing else really because college football started, so I watched football last Saturday, which is week 0, which I'm sure confuses a bunch of people. But then this week we're recording on Thursday night. Started a bunch of games too because there's like 5 days of football games. So I have
Right?
a busy weekend.
Bow.
Bow. But yeah, you. So what about you?
I got a little bit of stuff. I saw Halloween and Halloween 3 in the theater.
Rock.
Yeah, the Howell Theater was showing Halloween 1 through 5 all last weekend. With my daughter's birthday party and just I wish they would have shown all the movies just like in one night
Mm-hmm.
or like Halloween 1 and 2 and then 3, 4 and 5 or something together, but they split it up with you know I went and saw Halloween on Friday. Halloween 2 was Saturday night or Saturday at 4, which I couldn't make. Halloween 3 was Saturday at 7.
Mm.
So I was able to make that one. But I guess if I really had to choose two that I wanted to see a lot, it would have been those two. But yeah, it was a good time. It's funny when we saw Halloween, the first one, it was me and my friend, and then maybe like five other people in the theater. And I think it was because Howell had like some kind of festival thing going on.
Okay.
So there's a lot of people in town, but no one was going to see a movie. But Halloween 3 had quite a few more people in it, and it was a good crowd because like people laughed at some of the ridiculous parts and um everybody's quiet, no one played on their phone, so always
Rock.
good stuff. Um and then I watched Duel. Have you ever seen Duel before?
That's
The
the
Steven Spielberg movie?
yeah, no, we've I think that's on our schedule, isn't it?
I think it might be.
Yeah,
I
I've
watched it just because I'm planning ahead for my 31 horror movie blog
okay.
where I review 31 movies, so that's going to be one of them. And I was like, oh man, it's been a while since I watched Duel. Check that out again. Yeah, it's always a good time. But,
Rock.
and then I watched Carnosaur. Have you ever seen that or heard of it?
Not neither. Not seen it, not heard of it.
Oh wow, that was one of them that I remember seeing in a rental place so
Okay.
many times on VHS. It's a Roger Corman movie,
All right.
and it came out just before Jurassic Park did, and it's got a killer dinosaur in it.
Hmm.
And it's kind of similar things where like they take the DNA from a dinosaur and they mix it with something else so they can try to like bring the dinosaurs back.
Hmm.
So I think it was planned to be like a mockbuster,
Okay.
but actually the special effects in it are pretty decent. Like the dinosaur looks pretty good. Like at times it's like an animatronic, other times it's like a puppet,
Hmm.
but it's like Jurassic Park except crazy gory at times.
Oh gosh.
It was pretty fun. It was only like an hour and 20 minutes long, so it was
Okay.
definitely worth a watch.
Rock.
And then I've been going through and watching Cinemassacre's Monster Madness like I do every fall season.
Nice.
But yeah, there's tons of those, so I've plowed through I think like 4 seasons of it. Uh, they recently put up like the videos. It's like, oh, here's the first year, here's the second year. And it's just like a couple hour long videos.
Mm.
So they're good to like have on in the background because you don't really need to watch them. You just hear what he's saying, kind of thing. But yeah, other than that, that's pretty much it. Other than Universal Soldier, so we should probably talk about it. Universal Soldier is from 1992 and is directed by Roland Emmerich, which I learned the other day that Roland Emmerich directed this.
Okay.
I had no idea. I did not remember that. The plot is soldiers who were killed in action are brought back to life in a top secret military experiment that creates superhuman warriors. We got Jean Claude Van Damme as Luke Devereaux, Dolph Lundgren as Andrew Scott, Ali Walker as Veronica Roberts, Ed O'Ross as Colonel Perry, Jerry Orbach as Dr. Christopher Gregor, and Leon Rippey as Woodward. And we also have Tiny Lister as another one of the soldiers, aka Zeus. Uh, I forgot he was in this, and when he popped up, I started laughing.
Yeah, I did too, and it's a little surprising that he wasn't used more.
Yeah, he kind of just had a smaller role, but
So you want to know a little funny thing about this movie
what do
is
you?
when I was younger, I always got this movie mixed up with Soldier. Do you know
Oh,
what?
the Kurt Russell one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
it's
always like,
similar.
well, and the part that I messed up was which one was called which. Like,
Uh,
I thought his movie was Universal Soldier, and this one was just Soldier, and like back and forth, and so yeah, I had to look it up again to remember exactly what the names were. So
wasn't Soldier kind of like loosely based on like the Ender's Game books?
I do not know.
I had a friend that was like super into Ender's Game, the Orson Scott Card book. Um, and I think I watched it with him one time, and he was telling me how much he liked those books. And I think he told me that that movie was like based in the same universe or something like that.
Hmm,
How it's like, Ender's Game is basically like these kids that are raised as soldiers like from the get-go.
interesting.
Yeah, something like that. I realized watching Universal Soldier this week that it's essentially like RoboCop and the Terminator mixed together,
Yeah,
where it's like, RoboCop was
part man, part machine.
part man, part machine, all cop.
Okay.
But yeah, basically like, you know, Van Damme deals with some of the same stuff where it's like he has memories of his previous life, just like, Alex Murphy did as RoboCop.
Yeah,
And now he's like this superhuman killing machine, basically. trained, trained killing
killing
machine.
machine.
And then it's
Dead.
like, um, yeah, the Terminator kind of remind me of when he meets up with the woman and they're like trying to like stop Dolph Lundgren
Who plays a
kind of
great
deal.
villain.
Yeah, he was really good as the villain.
Super crazy. Yeah, like yeah, he did a good job.
You know who also might have done a good job in this? That I was thinking of because he was in a movie around the same time that we reviewed. Brian Bosworth.
Okay.
I think he probably would have been pretty good in this movie. Maybe not as Dolph Lundgren's character, but I could have seen him as like one of the other soldiers.
I really liked we didn't bring up his name because of course the cast list is longer, but Ralph Moeller,
Yeah.
GR 76. He's also in Gladiator. That's like the first movie I connect him with as being a character in Gladiator. He's just like one of those extra, well, I wouldn't say extra guys, but like side guys. He's never a main guy.
Yeah.
But man, he is just like, I don't know anything about his background, but if he didn't, he should have done something in like wrestling or something. Looks like Kane.
Yeah, that's true. Um, is it kind of like Michael Jai White, where he's been in like tons of stuff, but
Mm,
he's hardly ever like the main character.
yeah.
Um, which is funny because Michael Jai White was in the sequel slash remake of Sudden Death.
Mm.
Um, man, I don't know how many times I've seen this movie. Not as many as other Van Damme movies because it's kind of like it's a different movie for Van Damme.
Yeah. It is kind
It's
of
not like a
well, I was gonna
yeah
say it's kind of funny because we've talked about RoboCop and Soldier, and just thinking about those are all movies where because of the whole like robot element brought back to life, all the main actors are very stoic.
yeah
And so it's a little bit funny. I don't know what it is. Like maybe it's just knowing Jean-Claude Van Damme and all his other roles, or if it's the way he tries to do his
yes.
expressionless face. It looks a little quirky.
I feel like this is not. I thought he was fine in the movie, but maybe not the best role for him. It doesn't suit his strengths.
Yeah.
Where Van Damme's a charismatic guy, like he's a charming guy, and to be a more like robotic and stoic character doesn't really fit his personality all that well. It's not suited to his strengths.
Yeah, I think part of the reason why he was chosen for this role was his physique, really, honestly.
Yeah, in his
Yeah.
name value.
Yeah.
Well, where I felt like Dolph Lundgren was better in this because it really fit his acting style and personality better.
You know
You
who
know,
to
because we already saw him as Drago, so
yeah. You know
um,
who really would have done good for the lead role?
Arnold.
Danny DeVito.
You could put Danny DeVito in anything, it'd be great.
The longer you think about it, the funnier it is. Because, like, if Danny DeVito had to be serious the whole entire time and act robotic, like,
Standing naked in that gas station while that
um,
woman looks him over.
look for something hard.
Don't worry.
That's always one of the most ridiculous moments of the movies or of the movie is when he undresses himself and they're in there and the gas attendant guy is thinking they're doing something and she of course is oogling over his body and who knows what she's doing when she's in his as lower midsection. But
Yeah. And guys, the gas station owner's like, I got a business to run here. Oh man. It's funny because um I had it playing on my phone like while I was working, and my boss came and like said something to me. She's like, "Hey, can you get this for me, whatever?" So I paused it, and the screen I paused it on is when he was standing there naked, and she's behind him with her arms wrapped around him. And I was like, I told her, I was like, "Oh, I got Universal Soldier going, and this is a really bad time to pause this."
Oh man. Awkward.
Yeah, funny. Um, I say ouch because I just bumped my knee on my desk. But I thought the story itself was probably the strongest part. I thought it was pretty fun. Like I said, even though it's a kind of like a mashup of RoboCop and Terminator,
Mm,
because RoboCop and Terminator are awesome, so
yeah.
it works good. Um, I I did our Van Damme bingo card
Okay,
while
good.
watching this.
I was like halfway through the movie and I was like, oh no, they talked about his accent. Crap.
Yeah, I ended up getting a bingo. It was like the whole left side of the card. I of course I didn't take a picture of it and I think it's sitting in my desk at work. But um yeah, I did he do the splits in this?
I don't think so.
I don't think he did either, but of course you got to see his butt.
Oh yeah. And then, well, I didn't catch it. What was the explanation about his accent, or did they just talk about his accent?
She asked him if he was French or Canadian, and like he doesn't know, because he doesn't have all the memories of his life. And she's like, "Well, I just wondered because of your accent, your French accent." And he's like, "What accent?"
Playing dumb.
Yeah, that made me laugh because they like straight up referenced it. Plus, his name is Luke Devereaux, and it's spelled Luc,
uh,
which is the very French, mostly French Canadian way to spell it. Which is funny because that's how Luke Robitaille spells his name, and he was in Sudden Death with Van Damme. Uh, I
yeah.
thought the Vietnam scenes at the beginning, I forgot about those, and I thought
Hmm.
they were really good.
They're all
I mean,
dead. Everybody's dead.
yeah, boss, everyone's dead. Miami Connection.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. That's where I got my Van Damme awkwardly holding a gun. He never looks natural holding a gun.
No.
Where like Arnold does,
Oh yeah.
because Arnold's a gun guy.
Well, I kind of wonder how much extra effort training Jean-Claude ever really did for, handling weapons.
That's true. I mean, Van Damme was a professional kickboxer, a model, and a trained dancer.
Yeah, I was gonna say you better put his dance record in there.
Yeah, because he's feeling so good today. Uh,
He didn't need to do weapon handling because kickboxing comes in handy.
comes in handy. Exactly. Kickboxing did come in handy in this movie, but not as in doesn't come in as in handy as it did in other movies. So we
Yeah.
did get his patented spin kicks and his slow motion screaming and the yes, but yeah, not so much of that. I mean, there was only a couple fight scenes, but that last fight scene with Dolph was really good.
Yeah.
I
Yep.
enjoyed that, but also at the same time was like, okay, I know that Dolph is a big dude and he's strong. It's like, but Van Damme is a professional kickboxer. Like, get Dolph getting some punches in here and there, but I really don't think that he would last all that long against Van Damme in a real fight.
Well, he was hyped up on drugs, so he had an unfair advantage.
That's true. I mean, he is Drago. Whatever he hits, he destroys.
He breaks people.
Yes. I mean, he did kill Carl Weathers, so um, um, yeah, Dolph being when he's like injecting the drugs or whatever, it just that was like a flashback back to Drago's training montage.
Hmm. Yeah.
Like, oh, he's doing steroids again.
Some of the things I forgot. What part did you say you for? Oh, the Vietnam. You forgot about
Yeah,
that.
the Vietnam stuff at the beginning.
Yeah, I forgot about. Well, I'm not. I mean, we're not going to spoil anything, but like the end. Um, I forgot. I remembered that Dolph died by getting kicked into the farming equipment thing.
Yeah,
I forgot that Jean Claude Van Damme turns it on.
yeah,
I was like, oh,
yeah.
snap.
I forgot about that too. I thought he died like much in the way that Roy dies in Friday the 13th Part 5, where he just falls on like a combine,
Yeah.
gets
Hmm.
impaled, and then like he has that one quick fight back with Van Damme and then dies. That's what I thought happened. I was like, I forgot he turned it on and
Hmm.
just mangles him up.
And then, of course, he does the cheesy line of where Veronica's like, "Where is he? Oh, he's around."
Yeah, that was pretty funny. That also marked the spot on my bingo card of bad one-liners. Uh, I liked the scene too where she's like talking to him about what he remembers, and she's like, "What the hell do they do to you?" And he's like, "I don't know, but I'm going to find out." And I was like, "Dun dun dun."
I will say, kind of in that vein of discussion with this about like, oh, what's the backstory? Some of the movie was a little rushed.
Yeah, some
Like,
was rushed, some was dragged out a little bit. It was a
yeah,
very oddly paced movie.
totally agree. Now, like the the overall, um, not the flow of the movie necessarily, but the kind of entertainment factor, the highs and lows were relatively evenly distributed.
Hmm.
But the flow of the story wasn't perfect. Because yeah, you had Vietnam, and then you had that really cool opening scene. Well, not the opening scene, but the other kind of quote unquote opening scene where the Universal soldiers go in and take care of that hostage situation. Um, and so there was quite a bit of action in this. So I do give them credit for that because out of the other movies that we've seen this month, there were certainly plenty of them that had their drawn out periods of boring, unnecessary parts, or at least like not entertaining and things of that nature.
Yeah,
So this one was definitely one of the more entertaining ones.
yeah, I'd agree with that. Um, it had more of a plot to it than most Van Damme movies.
Hmm.
But I guess the parts that got to me is when they're like driving around and he's trying to escape the program he's part of, and he's like protecting her, and then they find out that Dolph is like on the loose, so they have to go take him out. Um, I don't know, like with that kind of stuff, I just if I'm looking to watch a Van Damme movie, that's really not what I'm looking for.
Yeah,
Like I want to see more something like Death Warrant, you know. They had a decent story to it, but there's also lots of fighting and kickboxing coming in handy.
yeah. Now, so you're taking the approach of, hey, I'm gonna watch a Jean-Claude Van Damme movie. I'd rather watch Death Warrant over Universal Soldier.
Yeah,
I'm approaching this movie, and this will probably come up more when we talk about final thoughts and grades. I think of this more as, because rightfully so, it is. This is more of an action movie than most of his other martial arts movies.
yeah, I would agree with that.
So I definitely understand your perspective with that, though. On if I want to watch Jean-Claude Van Damme, I want to see him do more martial arts.
Yeah, I mean, if we're going like if you're in a mood for a Van Damme movie, you're probably gonna watch Bloodsport or Kickboxer.
Hmm.
You're not gonna, Death Warrant's gonna be farther down on the list, but
For sure.
um, I think this is one of the better Dolph Lundgren movies.
I have not seen, as much as I like him,
Yeah,
I will have to admit I have not seen all that many of his movies. So, but
yeah, he only had like a handful of real noteworthy ones. Yeah, he had a lot of B movies. He was in a Punisher movie
I
where
do
he was the
remember.
Punisher. Yeah, he was He-Man. Obviously it was Ivan Drago. Um, the Expendables movies.
Man,
Um,
he really should have made an appearance in Stop or My Mom Will Shoot. That could have boosted his career right there.
right. He was in that weird sequel, Kindergarten Cop 2.
Okay.
I haven't seen that for obvious reasons. But, like, Dolph, what are you doing, man? And then I mentioned that I Come in Peace. That was a pretty fun one, where he plays a cop fighting an alien.
Hmm.
Then you leave in pieces, asshole. That's the one thing I really remember from that movie. Uh, yeah, that's definitely getting added to the list sometime. But yeah, I don't know. It's an entertaining movie. It has some slower parts, like the aforementioned Van Damme and the woman kind of running away from the military and all that. Um, some of that's a little bit slower. There was a funny scene where they go to the diner
Hmm.
and they sit down and she orders something and then the waitress asks Van Damme what he wants and he just kind of like looks blankly at her because he's can't remember ever ordering anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, so then they show him later and he's like eating like pounds of food. And then the thing that made me laugh is that the cook comes out because the waitress is like, this guy's not going to be able to pay for all this food. And like this big dude comes out and he's like, I worked my butt off making that for you. And you're just going to skip out without paying. And then they start fighting about it. And of course, Van Damme just wastes him. And I'm like,
Hmm.
Van Damme's the bad guy there.
Yeah.
It's stealing.
Yeah. Well, I wonder, like, I mean, they didn't show it, but I kind of wondered if the reporter paid before they left.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, who knows? Like I said, they didn't really address it. So
Yeah. I thought she was pretty good too. And like, I haven't seen her in that many things. Allie Walker.
yeah, she was pretty good. There were times, and I think it was more so they were choosing to do it as part of the character and everything. She was coming across as annoying, but they that was who she was supposed to be. So,
Yeah, I think it was all in the character. She shows up. When we first introduced to her, she shows up at her job to do an interview, and she's like super late.
hmm.
You know what movie she was in? Kazam.
Oh gosh, that's hilarious.
I don't know how we've gone so far without putting Kazam on a awesomely bad month.
Right?
We need to do like athlete, like
Bad movies.
bad movies.
Oh,
Yeah.
there's a Rodman movie out there somewhere.
A
Um,
Rodman movie. Yeah, dude, there's Double Team with
okay.
Van Damme.
Yes, there you go. I couldn't think of any off the top of my head. So
uh,
Rodman, Kazam,
we've done some Hulk Hogan movies.
yeah,
Quite a few, actually. We could do the Howie Long movie. Um, oh man, what's that one called? Firestorm. We
who
did
else?
we did Stone Cold
Yeah,
with Boz. Yeah,
maybe that'd be a good sports timber one.
yeah.
That'd be funny.
I feel like we didn't we do like a something like that one
We
time.
did we
I
did
don't remember.
rappers.
Yeah, I remember doing that.
I don't know if we did athletes.
Yeah, I can't remember if we did athletes or we did like wrestlers. Because we talked
Maybe.
about The Rock, we talked about Roddy Piper before because we did They Live once.
Hmm.
So yeah, but yeah, no more tangent on that. It's just like, oh, good idea.
Ooh, piece of
Dude, the
candy.
worst part of the movie, that song at the end, that body count song,
Yeah.
body count, body count. Oh, yeah, body count. That's pretty much the whole thing.
Hey, it was no what shimmy slide or what is it?
Yeah, well, nothing beats the shimmy slide.
Yeah.
Uh,
They should have
yeah, it
had
was
Dolph do a rap or something to end the movie.
that would have been amazing. Uh, that makes me think of the episode of Always Sunny in Philadelphia when the gang tries to write their own movie and they want to do. It's like the trend going on right now is when people take actors from the 80s or 90s where their careers kind of fell off and they like bring their career back because they're talking about um at the time Mickey Rourke being in the wrestler
Oh yeah.
and they're like who was great back then and you don't see too much of now and they're like Dolph Lundgren. And they have this idea where he's like a scientist and he has an accident and like his head basically becomes like a huge nose
Oh my
and then he gets a special power where he can smell crime.
oh my gosh.
Yeah.
While that sounds so stupid, that does sound like an awesomely bad movie, though.
You're right. Yeah. Anything else to add? You want me to get into trivia and facts?
Let's do trivia and facts.
All right. So both Van Damme and Dolph Lundgren attended the 1992 Cannes Film Festival in order to promote the film. Just outside the festival hall, Van Damme and Lundgren were shown having an argument, and then they're pushing and threatening each other before security guards intervened and stopped them. This brawl between the two became a talking point for the media and was reported on many news channels. However, years later, Lundgren revealed in an interview that it was all staged to garner publicity for the movie. Van Damme also confirmed this on a 2018 podcast.
I was actually wondering that when you were telling the story.
Yeah. So the Vietnam scenes were filmed at the Kingman, Arizona golf course with set dressing and fake foliage.
That's funny.
Yeah. Nearly all of the ice required for filming, which was an estimated 400 kilograms, came from a local 7-Eleven in Arizona. The manager of that store, his name was Joaquim Alvarez, was even invited on the tour of the Nugget Ice Corporation factory as his sales figures were so impressively high after that. So Tiny Lister, Zeus, had his eyepiece custom made because the regular eyepiece was blocking his good eye. Did you notice that everybody else had theirs on their right eye, but he had his on his left eye?
I did not notice that, but
Yeah,
that makes sense.
yeah. It's the last film to be recorded in CDS, which is an early digital sound format. The following year, after the film's release, sound technicians had developed DTS. The sound format is apparently of higher audio quality than CDS and has been used in movie theaters ever since.
Rock.
They're all supposed to be American. The Universal Soldiers are played by a Belgian, Van Damme, a Swede, Dolph Lundgren, and a German, which is Ralph Moeller.
That's funny.
Yeah. So Michael Jai White, who I mentioned earlier, was briefly shown as one of the soldiers in the Vietnam scenes near the beginning of the film. White would go on to be featured role in the first theatrical sequel to this Universal Soldier: The Return
Hmm.
in 1999. This is Roland Emmerich's first American film.
Rock.
This is the first of 6 films where Van Damme and Dolph Lundgren co-star together.
Hmm.
The 5 films that follow are Universal Soldier: Regeneration, The Expendables 2, Universal Soldier: Day of Reckoning, Blackwater, and Minions: The Rise of Gru.
That's funny. Wait, so there were two more Universal Soldier movies that they were both in.
Yeah,
How? When
I don't
Dolph
know.
gets chewed up by a farm piece of farm equipment.
I don't know, but I bet you that Universal Studios is really looking at that right now, and they're like, "How can we bring back Michael Myers?" Like, well, we did it with Dolph Lundgren and Universal Soldier.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I'm trying to see like all the sequels there were to that. I've seen Universal Soldier: The Return.
Okay.
That one has Goldberg in it,
Hmm.
the wrestler Goldberg. It's not very good, I'll say that. So there was also 2 direct-to-video ones. Universal Soldier 2: Brothers in Arms from 1998.
Hmm.
Um, Universal Soldier 3: Unfinished Business,
Oh
which
no.
was also in 98.
Unfinished business. Jeez.
Yeah, it has Burt Reynolds in it. Dude, Universal Soldier 2: Brothers in Arms has Gary Busey in
Oh no.
it. Yeah, that there was The Return, and then in 2009 there's Regeneration. 2012 was Day of Reckoning.
Okay.
I have not seen any of those. I've only seen Return, and most of the reason I saw that is because Goldberg was in it.
Hmm.
And then the last thing I've got is this movie cost $23 million dollars and it made 36 million in the box office.
Rock.
So a decent return, not a whole lot. Grades. IMDb, Rotten Tomatoes, what do you think there?
IMDb 5.8.
It is a 6.1.
Oh, dang. Okay.
Yeah.
Second highest rating for the movies this month. Rotten Tomato critic 40%.
34.
Hmm. Okay. Audience 44.
It is 47.
Oh, close.
And then I'll let you go first.
Hmm. Well, like I said, I'm looking at this movie more from Jean-Claude Van Damme doing this. I'm not looking at it through the lens of a Jean-Claude Van Damme movie. I'm looking at it more through the lens of an action movie for what it was made to be.
Hmm.
So good movie, entertaining, fun, like the concept. Um, Not the smoothest story, not the smoothest execution, but the action was a lot of fun. There were good parts to it. The um, the soundtrack outside of the final song was
Yeah, yeah.
decent. There were comedic elements. Probably one of my favorite parts of the movie, didn't even get around to talking about it, was the ridiculous chase scene with the bus
Oh, yeah.
where Dolph was essentially just chucking grenades while they're driving on top of a canyon.
Hmm.
Um, so yeah, just a lot of stuff going on. Wasn't taking itself too serious. I wound up landing with a 4 out of 5. Nothing too amazing, but still a good solid movie for being an action flick.
Rock. I am on the same page with you. I ended up with a 4 out of 5 as well. I liked the story. Yeah, I mentioned felt like at times it was like a mixture of RoboCop and Terminator, which are two movies I really enjoy.
Mhm.
I thought Dolph Lundgren was really good as like the crazy psycho sergeant or whatever he was. He was pretty good. And then maybe not like the best role for Van Damme, but I mean Van Damme's always pretty decent. And I thought the main girl that was with him, I thought she was a pretty solid actress as well. And then I went back and looked at her IMDb. Like I was a little surprised that she didn't do more because I thought she had, some good personality. She was, fairly good looking, so I thought she would have more. Maybe Kazam ruined her career.
Possibly.
But yeah, but yeah, pretty solid movie, and that was a good way to wrap up Maximum Van Damage month. So next month we are going to be stepping into Sports Timber, and we're doing a decent mix of sports here. So we're going to be kicking it off with Young Blood, which is a hockey movie. And then we got Friday Night Lights, which is a football movie. Then we got Hardball, which is a baseball movie. And then we finished up with Coach Carter, which is a basketball movie.
All right.
Yeah. I'm interested in watching Friday Night Lights again. I haven't watched that since I saw it in the theater.
Oh man, yeah, I've only seen it one time too.
I think, I think, well, I had it on DVD, so I know I at least watched it one more time after that. But
I think the only one out of that list I haven't seen is Hardball. So,
wow, really? The
yeah.
Keanu Reeves movie?
Yeah. I mean,
Wow,
like I've seen part of it a bunch of times, but I have not seen the full movie.
rock. Well, I guess you got something to look forward to. If you guys are liking the show, please subscribe and share. Follow us on social media. Check out our website. We're at rockvideorental.com. If you like sports movies and you love 80s movies, if you like Rocky on skates, then you can join us next time. We're going to be talking about Youngblood. And until then, as always, be kind and rewind.